Flying boat short S-25 Sunderland. Flight characteristics. Maximum speed, 336 km per hour at an altitude of 2,000 meters. Cruising speed, 285 km per hour at an altitude of 1,500 meters. Stall speed, 125 km per hour. Practical range, 2,848 km. Distillation range, 4,640 km. Practical ceiling, 4,880 meters. Rate of climb, 3.7 meters per second. Wing load, 191 kilograms per square meter. Thrust to weight ratio, 30 with kilogram. Technical specifications. Power plant. 4 times radial, 9-cylinder Bristol Pegasus 18. Engine power, 4 times 1050 horsepower. Crew, 8 to 11, 2 pilots, radio operator, navigator, flight engineer, navigator bombardier, 3 to 5 shooters. Length, 26 meters. Wingspan, 34.39 meters. Height, 10 meters. Wing area, 138 square meters. Empty weight, 15,663 kilogram. Curb weight, 19,277 kilogram. Normal takeoff weight, 26,332 kilograms at typical load. Payload weight, 3,205 kilogram. Fuel weight in internal tanks, 7,055 kilogram. Fuel tank capacity, 8,158 liters. The history of the creation of the aircraft. On November 23, 1933, the Ministry of Aviation of Great Britain approved the Tactical and Technical Task R-233 for a promising long-range patrol seaplane designed to replace the Singapore Mk.3 Shorts. The adoption of the latter into service was considered as a temporary measure. According to the task, it was planned to create a 4-engine multi-purpose seaplane with a flight range of 2,593 kilometers, 1,400 nautical miles, and a working ceiling of 4,572 meters, 15,000 feet. The armament should consist of bombs, as well as 4 defensive installations with 7.7 mm machine guns. It was also necessary to provide for the replacement of machine guns in the nose with a 37mm cannon. 5 companies submitted their proposals for the R-233 specification. The most active was Supermarine, which offered 3 projects at once: the Model 232 and Model 239 monoplanes with Rolls-Royce Goshawk and Merlin engines, respectively, as well as the Model 238 biplane with Bristol Perseus engines. But all these projects, as well as the proposals of the Blackburn and Ferry firms, were rejected. Success was accompanied by Capo and Short Brothers. These firms received contracts for the construction of prototypes of their A.33 and S-25 aircraft. In November 1936, even before the start of testing, the firms received the following orders for the first serial batches of aircraft, 11 cars each. At the same time, S-25 officially received the name Sunderland. The flying boat, Capo, A-33 showed unsatisfactory seaworthiness. Moreover, it entered the tests a year later than the S-25. As a result, the product, Short, designed under the guidance of aircraft designer A. Goodja on the basis of the famous passenger flying boats of the C series. In fact, the development of these boats under the designation S-23 and the military version was conducted in parallel. It turned out to be out of competition. The prototype first flew on October 16, 1937. The aircraft was temporarily equipped with 9-cylinder radial air-cooled Bristol Pegasus X engines with a capacity of 950 horsepower. No armament was installed, although the aircraft carried nose and tail turrets. On April 21, 1938, the first serial Sunderland took off. By November, the tests were completed, which allowed us to conclude that Sunderland fully complied with the tactical and technical requirements. The flying boat had all the necessary qualities of a marine patrol aircraft. From the passenger prototype, she inherited a voluminous 2-deck fuselage, thanks to which a long flight range was combined with good habitability conditions. The crew had at their disposal a galley, a dining room, and a bedroom, with 6 beds, which gave the testers a reason to call the plane a flying hotel. The layout of the pilot's cabin and the location of control devices and controls in it were regarded by pilots as ideal. Good maneuverability at low speeds, up to 278 km per hour, at high speeds, the aircraft had a fairly large turn radius, and a good overview from the crew's workplaces made the Sunderland an excellent anti-submarine aircraft. The combat load was mixed in the fuselage bomb bay of the flying boat. In order not to violate the tightness and strength of the bottom of the hull, the designers applied an original solution. Ammunition was pushed through hatches in the sides of the aircraft by an electrified mechanism under the wing and then dropped. The bow gun turret could roll back into the fuselage, forming a platform for mooring work. Serial production of the Sunderlands, which began in April 1938, was completed only in June 1946. Thus, this seaplane became one of the few British aircraft built throughout the war. A total of 749 Sunderlands were manufactured. Combat use of short Sunderland flying boats. In 1941, the Sunderlands began patrolling over the Central and South Atlantic. At first, the 204th and 95th Squadrons transferred from the metropolis operated here. Soon the 270th Squadron was added to them, as well as parts of the Allies, the 343rd Squadron of Free France and the 490th New Zealand Squadron. The aircraft used hydroaerodromes in Apapa, Bathurst and Freetown. A certain danger to flying boats was the fighters of the Vichy government. The Hawks stationed in Senegal in September 1941 tried several times to intercept the Sunderlands, but success was accompanied not by the hunters but by the game. On September 29, 1941, the crew of the flying boat N9044 shot down 2 of the 4 Hawks attacking it. When Senegal came under the control of the Gaullists, Dakar became the new base for the Sunderlands. It was in this region that a kind of record was set for the Sunderlands when launching on the high seas. One of the aircraft of this type took on board 56 crew members of the sunken transport, and the run-up of the overloaded flying boat was 8 kilometers. Despite the wide range of tasks to be solved, the main task for the Sunderlands was the fight against German submarines. The first successful submarine attack was carried out by Sunderland on January 30, 1940. When an aircraft from the 228th Squadron damaged the U-55 boat in the English Channel, which had already been attacked by surface ships and forced to surface. As a result, the submarine was stranded. On July 1, 1940, the first submarine was recorded by the Australian 10th Squadron. The U-26 boat, which had been damaged by the depth charges of the Gladiolus sloop the day before, was found on the surface off the southwest coast of Ireland and finished off with 4 500-pound bombs. The seaplane short, Sunderland, turned out to be a wonderful machine, perfectly adapted to solve all the tasks assigned to machines of this class: long-range maritime reconnaissance, anti-submarine warfare, search and rescue and transportation. This was reflected in the length of Sunderland's career.